The apartment next to mine had been empty for years. So who the hell was knocking on my wall every night at 12:13 am? You ever walk into a place and instantly feel like something off? Not haunted, not dangerous, just wrong. That's exactly how I felt the first time I stepped inside Blackwood Apartments. The building sat on the edge of downtown Chicago between two boarded up stores nobody seemed to care about anymore. The kind of place people walk past without looking twice. But the rent was insanely cheap, and at the time I was desperate. Looking back now, I should have realized something was wrong the moment the landlord handed me the keys, because before I even reached the elevator, he stopped me and said something I still can't forget. If you hear knocking at night, don't answer it. The elevator barely worked. Every time I moved, it sounded like metal scraping against metal. The lights inside flickered non-stop. When the doors finally opened on the 14th floor, the hallway was dead silent. No TVs, no voices, no footsteps, nothing. My apartment was the last unit at the end of the hallway, 14A, and directly beside it 14B. At least, that's what the faded number on the door said. The door looked older than every other apartment in the building. The paint was peeling off in long strips, like something had been clawing at it for years. And even though I had just moved in, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was standing on the other side listening to me. The first few nights were normal mostly. Then on the fourth night, I woke up around 2 in the morning. At first, I thought the sound came from outside. Then I heard it again. Someone is knocking, slow, soft, coming from the wall right beside my bed. I sat there staring in the dark, waiting for another sound. Nothing. Eventually, I convinced myself it was probably old pie or noisy neighbor. But the next night, it happened again, exactly 12:13 am. 3 knocks, same rhythm, same wall. Every single night after that. About a week later, I got home late from work. It was raining hard outside. The hallway carpet was soaked near my apartment door. That's when I noticed the footprint. Bare human footprints. Wait, leading from the apartment 14B straight to my door. Then stopping. Like someone had been standing there watching me. My whole body looked up. I looked toward apartment 14B. The door was cracked open slightly. Just enough to see darkness inside. No lights, no sound, nothing. I stood there frozen for maybe 10 seconds before the door slowly creaked shut on its own. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I bought a cheap security camera online, mostly to calm myself down. At least that's what I kept telling myself. That night, I aimed the camera directly at my front door before going to bed. At exactly 12:13 am, the knocking started again. But this time, it sounded different. Closer, louder, almost like it was coming from inside the apartment. Knock, knock, knock. I stayed under the blanket until sunrise. The second the sun came up, I grabbed my phone and checked the footage. At first, everything looked normal. Empty hallway, nothing moving. Then suddenly at exactly 12:30 am, the video glitched. Static covered the screen for about 2 seconds. And when the picture came back, someone was standing outside my door. Tall, thin, completely motionless. I couldn't see his face clearly, but I could tell he was staring directly at the camera. The thing that messed up the most, he never walked into frame. 1 second the hallway was empty, the next he was just there, standing perfectly still watching. I ran downstairs and nearly broke the landlord's office door, trying to get inside. The second I showed Walter the footage, all the color drained from his face. He whispered. I demanded to know who the guy was. Walter sat there quietly for a while before finally speaking. Years ago, someone lived in my apartment. A guy in his 20s. Neighbor kept reporting strange knocking sound coming from his wall. A few weeks later, police found him dead inside the apartment, curled up beside the bedroom wall, starved, terrified, like he had been trying to get away from something. Then Walter told me the part that made my stomach drop. According to the original building blueprint, apartment 14B never existed. There was no apartment beside mine, just empty space between the walls. I packed my stuff immediately. I didn't even care about getting my deposit back. I just wanted out of that building. Fast, as I carried my last bag toward the elevator, the hallway light suddenly shut off. Everything went black. Then came the knocking right behind me. Slowly, I turned around, and there he was, standing beside my apartment door. Tall, unnaturally thin, smiling. His eyes looked onto mine without blinking. Then slowly he raised one hand and knocked against the wall beside him. The elevator doors opened behind me, and I ran. I never went back for the rest of my stuff. But even now, sometimes I wake up at exactly 12:13 am hearing 3 soft knocks beside my bed. Some building hides secrets, and sometimes the wall remember everything. If you enjoyed tonight's story, let me know what you think was really inside apartment 14B. And since this is one of the first stories of Adi narrate, I'd